set up here for the right settings and everything that we have here. We can go ahead and leave this unchecked because we're going to definitely be way under this amount here. So what you're going to do is going to come to output. Right now we have it under symbol. What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and select advanced because we want to make a few modifications to the settings that were defined. However, if you use the settings that were given, and everything that we have here, we can go here in OBS without having to go to YouTube if we don't want to. But we'll get to that in a little moment here. So the first thing I want you to do is select settings. When we're here under settings, you're going to come to where it says stream. You're going to make sure that this is set up here for the right settings and everything that we have here. We can go ahead and leave this unchecked because we're going to definitely be way under this amount here. So what you're going to do is going to come to output. Right now we have it under simple. And what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and select advanced because we want to make a few modifications to the settings that were defined. However, if you use the settings that were given, you're going to be A-okay. But I prefer to kind of optimize and tweak those settings just a little bit more. So when you come here to video encoder, this is super important. You want to select H.264 NVIDIA NVIC or
Yo, you're moving too fucking fast.
or based on what you to the for the right settings and everything that we have here. We can go ahead and leave this unchecked because we're going to definitely be way under this amount here. So what we're going to do is going to come to output. Right now we have it under simple. And what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and select advanced because we want to make a few modifications to the settings that were defined. However, if you use the settings that were given, you're going to be A-okay. But I prefer to kind of optimize and tweak those settings just a little bit more. So when you come here to video encoder, this is super important. You want to select H.264 NVIDIA NVIC or X.264 based on what you have. Then we'll scroll down here and go to rate control constant bit rate. Now, something I want you to understand here is when you come to this, to better understand what I'm looking for is that in order to understand bit rate is determined based on your internet speed. And it determines how much bit rate you have available to be able to push to stream. Now, I'm going to tell you here, you may be interested in streaming in 4K, but I'm going to tell you right now that 1080p, 60 frames per second is more than enough. But if you want to get a crispier quality, then you can go 1440p, 60 or 30. Remember, if you're gaming, I encourage you to go 60. If you're just going to be talking to camera and talking to your community, then I would do 30. But we can look here that 1440p, 60 frames per second requires 24 MPS. I'm going to explain to you what that means here in just a moment. We're going to focus in on 1080p, 60 frames per second, 12 MPS. So that means we need 12,000. Okay, we need 12 upload to be able to make this possible. Okay, 12 upload. So what I want you to do is to be able to check your internet speed. I want you to go to speedtest.net. And all the tabs that I'm opening up, I'm going to put them in the description of this video so you can reference them and look at them at your own time. So you'll come to speedtest.net, you'll do a speed test, and it's going to give you your download and your upload.
Oh yeah. What I did. I don't know what I did. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I can't even hear myself. So I don't even know. Hello, 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 hello. I don't know. I can't even hear myself. I can't hear you. This is my first time doing this, so I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out. Please bear with me. I'm calling my mentor. He probably out in the street getting twisted. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm trying to call him saying, yo, I'm live. I don't know. I just hit a button. Next thing I know, I'm live. And I'm trying to be like, okay, so yo, where's the sound at? Let me check this. Let me check the sound over here. Mic check, mic check. Okay, I see that. So why can't I hear this sucker? Hey Charles, man, just be patient. Trying to get this cat Philly Dom on the line. You tell me. A learning process, yeah, but it'd be a lot easier. Yo, a lot of these videos on YouTube about yo, OBS this and OBS that and do this and do that. Yo, man, this ain't easy. This is my first time, and I ain't got Master Yoda behind me saying, do this, Padawan. I ain't got that. So I'm seeing three different screens. I got this screen in front of me. I got this screen in front of me. It's like I'm recording, but I can't see basically. I can't hear myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I just feel like, yo, man, answer the damn phone already. Yo, I'm glad you can hear me. I wish I could hear you, but you know what? F it. What's good, y'all? This is BA, the compadre of the one and only Philly Dom. I can't hear you, but I'm glad you can hear me. But I can at least see what's going on. So I'm out here in Thailand. If you've watched any of Philly Dom's channel, you'll know basically I've been the individual who's been giving certain information about the country that most people don't know about. They come here on vacation, but they don't really get a good grasp of what's going on here in the country because they come here on vacation and they never realize, like, okay, if I come here, would I like it or not like it? You're not supposed to hear yourself, but you should be listening from a device, a cell phone, but make sure the volume is low so you aren't getting feedback. Thank you. Thank you very much. West Secrets. I had no idea. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so how do I even figure out I'm live? Okay, let me see. Am I live? Put on the phone. What's going on? Oh shoot, yeah, I'm live. Okay. Oh, see, I can hear myself now. Now it makes sense. What's going on? Oh shoot, yeah, I'm live. Thank you very much for informing me how I'm supposed to listen to basically my cell phone. Now it makes sense. And now I'm understanding a little more. Because I got a screen here I'm looking at. This one over here is sort of like slow motion for me. Supposed to listen to basically myself. Screen here I'm looking at. This one over here. Okay. Anybody want to ask me anything about the pros and cons of living in Thailand? Because that's what basically my channels are all about. The pros and the cons of living here in Thailand. Because a lot of people don't know there's a lot of cons. Number one, I can speak 25% in Thai, which is real good. I can understand a little bit, but I can't understand, like, have a full conversation, but I can communicate. Being in the situation, it allows me to be able to communicate with a lot of people, but I'm also able to see when I communicate with them, they're not comfortable with a black man trying to talk to them, have a conversation with them. A lot of times they were shy. A lot of times they're not interested in having, a dialogue with a black American dude. This is what I discovered by living here. Speak 25% in time. Yeah, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Why are you chasing love, my brother? Okay. But can't communicate. Everyone keeps thinking I'm chasing love. I'm not chasing love. I'm over here trying to make friends. Can you understand me? I'm over here trying to make friends. If friendship develops into something great, but it's good to have friends over here that may be able to refer you to other people. This was something that I learned from family. My older cousins who basically said, never ever, oh, now you want to call me. Hold up for a second. Now this dude wants to call me. Oh, now you want to call me. Great. I'm on YouTube. I'm on a live. Turn down the volume, your cell phone, we're hearing feedback. Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to get you to like tell me, there's people on here and they're telling me like what to do. So obviously they know more than you. All right. So let me entertain my audience. It's kind of rude, and I'll get back to you a little later, all right? But I am actually doing a live on YouTube. All right. Ciao for now. Okay. So I'm turning down the volume. I don't know. Again, turn down the volume on your cell phone. We're hearing feedback. Okay. I turned the volume completely off. So basically, I can't really hear myself. As I was saying, I'm not here looking for love. What I am looking for are friends. I don't know the Thai culture. So by learning the language and learning how to communicate with the people, I'm trying to develop relationships, friendships with people who are diligent, consistent, and reliable. These are things that I can trust. If you're diligent, you're consistent and reliable, I feel I can build a friendship with this type of person. And I'm sure if you were looking for a friend in another country or even in America, these three qualities you look for to know that this person is what? Consistent, reliable. You can trust them. That's all I'm looking for. Now, if love comes my way while I've obtained this type of loyalty, this type of devotion, who can't love loyalty? Who can't love devotion? You understand? It's not about I'm over here looking for love. No. Because for the time that I've been over here, I really don't think love exists. The only thing that they love is the resources that we have. Okay. We hear you on your friendship. Okay, such which is understandable from the outside perspective. It seems like you are chasing a little bit too aggressively. Okay, I get it. I'm from New York. Most of the things we do are done aggressively. It's not like basically we're told at a young age that, oh, take it easy, no problems. Third place is better than first place. That's not my culture. It's you have to get a good education. You have to be number one. You have to be smart. You have to be better than your counterparts. Get it. I'm from New York. I was born and raised to be aggressive. Plus, look at the color of my skin. I have to always be 10 times faster, better, smarter than most of my counterparts. So, yes, out here in Thailand, I may come across a little aggressive because I still have a New York state of mind. I retired at 38 years old, not 65. So can you imagine how aggressive I was at trying to make sure I have a good education, a lot of knowledge, and all the things that I need to be able to retire at a young age, like 38 instead of at 65? Think about that. It's not easy to just slow down now after all these years of, being the type of person being consistent, diligent, reliable, and being aggressive. Anything else you want to know? Let it happen naturally. Brother, just let it happen naturally. I want to say this. Now I'm no longer searching for friends over here. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think I put a lot of time and effort into trying to make friends. I was actually trying to find people that I could communicate with in Thai, and I was trying to talk to this person in Thai and talk to that person in Thai and constantly keep communicating with this person, so I could practice and become better at communicating in the language. And I kept on interacting with people, never knowing these people really didn't care to interact with me. Who knew? Yeah, I wish how I knew how this thing would work. I have no idea. Most East Coast mentality is mostly more social and have to be social and connect than being more reserved. Thank you for understanding, Charles. Or thank you for being able to relate. I don't think a lot of people maybe out here in the East understand, the culture of being sociable, building those relationships, understanding other people. Out here in the East, everyone just quiet, observes, doesn't say nothing, something I'm not accustomed to doing. Like, for example, if I'm jogging and I'm listening to my headphones, a lot of times I may hum. They don't hum out here. They don't, kind of like enjoy themselves. They're quiet. All they do is just look at their cell phones and they're quiet. But I have learned to not not put so much emphasis in trying to communicate with the locals. Um, I just don't make an effort anymore. I'm now at the I just don't give a F. If they don't understand me, it's okay. They understand the money. How much? Tout I. Okay, here you go. Thank you. Goodbye. That's my mentality now. No more trying to talk in the language, and when they answer, give a response back in their language and just try to have a little chit chat. No more of that. More East Coast mentality. Mm. Okay, I can't wait to learn how to do all of this. Yeah, I'm from the South, my brother, and totally understand. We as black men must be 2 or 3 times better. All I'm saying, when you chase love or friendship, it runs away. But if you don't chase, it comes. I agree. I agree with you. As I said, I'm not denying or saying that I wasn't making a mistake by coming here thinking that, okay, let me first learn the language. And as I'm learning the language, let me start to try to interact with the locals by practicing with them daily. And as I would continue to practice, I'm thinking I'm actually making, headway in making friends. In actuality, they weren't interested in making friends. I was actually making people uncomfortable. This is what I didn't know I was doing, but now we know. It's not like I'm denying it. I understand. This was my mistake that I made. I was chasing connection because I thought the faster I talk to people, the sooner I would be able to improve my communication skills, thinking, okay, if I talk, maybe I'm saying something wrong. Let me improve my communication skills. People will see that I'm making an effort to talk in their language and maybe help me help improve things. I want to say dialogue with people in the community would get better, and ultimately I would make friends. What part of the South were you from? Oh, is that West Secret? I lived in the South. Actually, I lived in Georgia. I lived in Florida. I also have some property in South Carolina. Yeah, I own some property down there. I think it's somewhere in like some place called Orangeburg, South Carolina. I know I have property down there. It was bequeathed to me by my family. So, what part of the South are you from? Hmm. I'm afraid if I press something on here, I'll lose the live and yeah. Okay. What do all these things mean? I don't know. Top fans. Okay. Okay. See what happened? That's what happens when you start touching stuff you don't know what you're touching. Yeah, I don't know what I'm touching. I don't know what I'm doing. What does this do? Add streaming marker? I don't know. Create highlight videos? I don't know. In stream. No, we don't want to in stream. Um, open studio? No, we already opened studio. I don't know. Trying to figure this out. Stop streaming. No, we don't want to stop streaming. We definitely want to continue streaming. I don't know if you all are there. I don't know if you all are listening. Um, Again, I'm still trying to look at, what I'm doing here. This looks like the board of the Starship Enterprise. I'm seeing all types of things going on. I've never done this before. Um, it appears to be a genuine person, extremely intelligent. I'm rooting for your success. Yo, I appreciate that. You know what? It could be my generation has had to endure far too much for most women in this day and age to understand. For example, seeing that my parents would do certain things like this to me, they wouldn't give me what I wanted. Let's say I needed $100. Let's say I had $25 as a result of maybe doing chores around my crib, taking the garbage out, things like that. And I came to my parents, my mom first, and I'd be like, okay, I need $100. I want to do something. My mom would say, what do you want to do? Okay, here's 25. Go ask your father for the other part. I go to my father and say, well, I got $50. I want to do this. My dad would maybe give me another 25. Now I needed $100, but all I have is 75. Did they help me? Of course they did. I may not have the $100 that I want or need, but I'm closer to the amount that I need because they helped me. Why? Because help is what they're giving me. They're not trying to do it all for me. In this day and age, a lot of women, especially the ones I've seen out here, but I'm sure they're like this in America, they just want someone to give it to them. They don't want to work for it. They don't want to make no sacrifices. They just want you to give them a finished product and say, here you go, because we think you're beautiful and you deserve it. That ain't me. My parents didn't teach me like that. My parents said, okay, well, I'm going to help you. Well, I'm going to help you. Well, we gave you some help. We can't do everything for you. If you want $100, you got to go figure it out. You got to go, you go ask your uncle, maybe do some chores for him, do some extracurricular chores, something. I don't think a lot of women in this day and age understand those principles. They're just looking for someone to say, here you go, all my hard work, everything that I did to be able to have what I have, I'm just going to gladly share it with you without you having to make any sacrifice, any type of show any diligence towards your appreciation of what I can do for you. No, I don't see that. So I really don't think that there are women in, I want to say, Southeast Asia that will understand my perspective. I'm not saying there aren't any, but I just haven't found them and I haven't been introduced to them. Finding women out here, good women, they're all around us, especially here in Bangkok. I don't recommend anyone go to Pattaya thinking that they can build a successful friendship or relationship with the majority of the women there, unless you're paying for play and you've paid enough, I guess, into the trust fund to say, okay, hey, now I can love someone like you. BA, not to be evasive into your personal life, but how did you retire at 38? No, I'm not ex-military. No, I didn't get lucky. I went to school and I studied banking, law, and financing. And by studying banking, law, and financing, and also learning about accounting law, and I was fortunate to have a cousin. She had her own law firm, and she let me intern in her office, and I learned a lot of things, applying a lot of the skills. Well, excuse me, applying a lot of the knowledge that I had in her law firm first. So once I applied a lot of my skills and learned a lot of things about business, using banking law, using accounting law, I went and I got a job for a bank. And it wasn't just basically just as a teller. No, I was in the back office. So I learned a lot of things working in the back office, being very diligent, consistent, and reliable. The boss that I had, I made him look like a rock star. And by doing that, I gained access to I want to call it their law library, which is basically the compliance office. I made a lot of friends in that office, which gave me access to manuals such as the U.S. Treasury manuals, the Office of the Comptroller manuals, manuals for the Federal Reserve and the FDIC. I can't really talk anymore, but I'm just letting you know I had access to these manuals. And since I had access to these manuals, let's just say this. I can read those manuals now anytime I want to. Can you understand what I'm saying? Having access to those manuals, now I can read those manuals anytime I want to. And since I had a long time to figure out how to create money, not work for it, how to create money, those tools gave me the ability to be able to create wealth, create money, and utilize it accordingly to be able to acquire assets, leverage those assets, and just rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. So now you understand how basically I was able to retire at 38 years old. This way. Oh, wow. I got 8 views. Okay, so 8 people are in the chat room. Chat rate. Well, what is chat rate? Okay, so there's 8 people. Yeah. Still not able to understand all of this. Let's see, what's this? Charles, okay. With secrets and total player, U14, okay. Well, I appreciate basically any information I can share with some brothers who can maybe benefit from this information. I like to share. I like to basically know that there are people out there who can benefit, who learn to create money, to stop working for somebody else. I heard a really good video the other day. See if I can find it. I shared it with someone else. And this video is real cool. I wish I could share it with you on this live, but unfortunately, I'm still trying to figure this out. But this was the video. Hopefully, you can hear it.
Everything changed for me when I understood this philosophy. Learn to work hard on yourself. That's the simple philosophy that changed my life forever, starting age 12. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living, which is fine. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune, which is super fun. So let me put it in a philosophical phrase now. This is worth the price of whatever it costs for you to be here today. Here it is. Success is something you attract. Success is not something you pursue. If you can multiply your value by 3, by 5, you can easily multiply your income by 3, by 5, by 10. But here's the big challenge, working hard on yourself. Personality and temperament and mindset, talked about culture, all the stuff necessary to individually be responsible, be a growing, attractive, powerful, skillful, communicating human being, and the world belongs to you.
Congrats on your success. Here's a quick idea. Focus on your content, on showing people how you retired early, but don't give it away free. Actually, before I retired, I was actually trying to give it away for free because I wanted people to be better. And I kept seeing people say, "Why are you trying to help me for? Why are you trying to help me?" Yo, I want to see you do as well as I'm doing, or being productive at becoming as good as where I'm heading towards. And Most people thought it was weird. So I packed up all my knowledge, information, books, put it in storage, and we just stopped trying to teach people. We stopped trying to educate individuals. But I feel you. Don't give it away for free. I just don't give it away at all. Really, the only way I look to give it to people is by them being diligent, consistent, and reliable. You know, I actually have a student. She's in Syria. I've taught her English for 4 years. She diligently gave me her time for 4 years. Now she's a teacher. So if a person is saying, you know what, I'm willing to be devoted and give this person my undivided attention at this time of the day or this time of the week or for this amount of time of the, of the month, I'm more than happy to share with people, my knowledge to help them be able to say, hey, I don't need to work for no one anymore. I now know how to create wealth. And I didn't say work for it. I said create. There's a big difference in going to your job every day, working for someone else, making them rich, and them giving you a few nigga pennies. No, big, big difference. Where you create, yes, you create money and utilize that money to create assets that you can leverage and continue to wash, rinse, and repeat. Most people don't know on YouTube. I've now lived in 4 different countries. The first country I lived in was Cancun, Mexico. I lived there for 6 months. The next country I lived in was the Dominican Republic. I lived there for 2 years. I do not recommend people going to the Dominican Republic. And yes, I do speak English. Hey, what's up, Father Douglas? Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Have you forgiven me, Father? Have you forgiven me for admitting my sins? I hope you have. Wow, I have now 12 viewers. It's quite interesting. You have been forgiven. Well, let's give an amen to that. Give an amen. Thank you, Lord. How are you doing today, Father Douglas? I don't know where you're at. I don't know, where you're from, but I hope everything is well in your life. I saw you on Philly Dom a lot. Yeah. Yeah, Philly Dom is my mentor. Philly Dom has been mentoring me to learn how to basically do YouTube because when we met, he found characteristics in me. It was like, you're not afraid to talk, you're not afraid to express yourself, you're honest, you enjoy being honest, you enjoy basically being the type of person where telling the truth may hurt myself, but I'd rather be truthful and hurt myself than to lie to you and basically hurt our relationship from a lie. So I've done okay in the business world and could have retired at 52. I'm 55 now, and only thing that holding me back in America is selling my master's of a house. One so um, okay, you need to start making your own content. Father Douglas, I am trying to make my own content. I actually stumbled onto this OBS system. I've been working on it all day to basically figure out, and look what happened. I pressed the right button, which I thought was the wrong button, and now I'm doing a live video. I would recommend with secrets. I don't recommend that you sell your property. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend that you take your property and you get an evaluation done on the property. And I recommend that you take that property and you put that property into a trust. And you make sure the value of that property that you have is placed into that trust. So let's say you get the house, you get it what is it called? I think evaluated, like, but like what do they call it? For I think appreciation of the land, or basically you find out how much equity's in it. You find out appraised. That's what it's called. You get the property appraised. Once you get the property appraised by a professional appraisal, you take that appraisal. And if you own the house, you attach that to the deed and you open a trust and you place that into a trust. And if you need to, now you can leverage the property and borrow against it because the value of it is in the trust. Because once you place it in there, you actually have an asset. So that's one way to basically borrow against the property without selling it. Because when you sell it, you got property taxes. Who wants to pay that? But if you borrow against the value of the house, you don't have to borrow taxes. But there's also another trick to that, which I can teach you one day if you were ever interested. You need to start your own content. You are entertaining. No hate to Philly, but I don't watch his videos when you are on his channel. Okay, I don't watch his videos when you are on his channel. Okay, you are a really engaging speaker. You can literally make talking to the camera videos. Okay, prize. Okay, appraise is the word. Yes, yes, you need to get the property appraised, and you take that appraisal. And if you have the deed to the house, you attach that appraisal to the deed and you create a trust. And you want to take that trust and that appraisal and you want to place that into your trust because now that makes an asset. It has the value of your house along with the value of that title. And you can borrow against that. I not only watch his videos when you're on his channel. Okay. No, I only watch his videos when you're on his channel. Well, Father Douglas, thank you very much. And I'm trying. I'm trying to make videos. It's not an easy process. Basically, I did start a YouTube channel. It's called BA Mr. FAFO. And basically, all of my videos, you can find them on Time to Address the Haters. So if you look on YouTube right now, look for Time to Address the Haters. I may actually have, you may be able to find my stuff. Yeah, you may be able to find my stuff on there. I wish I could send you a, hold on. Matter of fact, I should be able to send you a link on here. So give me a second. I can send you the link and then basically you'll be able to find my channel or find at least the contents that I put on the YouTube. Okay, this is one, boop, copy. Okay, yeah, I think we can. Live stream. Trying to figure this out. No, I don't need to learn more. Okay, no. Okay. So it's not allowing me to place it on here. Yeah, bro, I'm subscribed. Okay, if you're subscribed, then you were able to see at least two of, the videos that I did post, which was Time to Address the Haters and Time to Address the Haters concerning a video that was posted in no, yeah, concerning a video and the contents about my trip to Cambodia. Well, hopefully, Father Douglas, if you like my content and you think you know other people who make like my content, you can share, tell them to subscribe, and I'm going to keep making content. It's just something that I'm not familiar with. I'm trying to learn these curves, and it's a lot of things that I'm trying to learn all at once. Sometimes I actually have to push away from the computer, let my eyes get a rest. I got a cousin, he works in cybersecurity, and that's why he's wearing glasses now. BA, you are 100% correct on the house situation. How, for me, I don't want to deal with maintaining a home while living overseas. I'm in Texas and have researched ways to minimize sale tax on it. Okay, I understand you want to minimize sales tax on it, but it's an asset. So why would you still want to have to pay someone sales tax? Avoid paying any sales tax. I don't care if it's $1 or $100. Avoid paying sales tax altogether. Keep the property, put it in a trust, will it to basically another family member if you want to, but borrow against the full value of that appraisal with the title as the asset. I don't know how much your house is, but if you get an appraisal and it says your house is worth $800,000, I'm sure this is what I would do. I would take $500,000 of that money and I'd go buy me a insurance policy. Yep, I would go buy me an insurance policy for $500,000, if not $1 million. That's right, a cash value life insurance policy. Yep, take all that money, put it in there, and you'd want to borrow against it. Why? Because again, if you're borrowing the money, you know, and basically it's an insurance policy. If you die, well, guess what? The insurance policy pays back the loan. So you got to actually enjoy the 300,000 that you got to borrow from the first loan. You took 500 of that 800. You paid an insurance policy. You borrowed against the insurance policy, so you got the 500,000 back, and you still have your 800,000. Oh, now this guy wants to sit here and answer the freaking phone. Hold on for a second, people. Yo, what's up? Am I ready to talk? Yeah, I'm doing of course, well, sort of, but I'm on a live video. Talk to me. Actually, no, talk, go ahead. Listen, you're not gonna call, you're not gonna call me back. Not right away. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say, yo, it takes so long for you to basically respond back when I send you documents or information. So it's like,
So now that I have to be more cognizant and put it on right, not saying what understand what I mean. I got you, I got you, I got you. All right, no.
all right, later. Oh, later. Computer glass would help from straining the eyes. BA, you should know that when I say that I'm a qualified investor and have a large sum of my portfolio in private equity, so I should be good, but your advice is spot on. Okay. Sorry, I had a client which I've been helping him for the past few months. He's in court right now, so and he's in America, so that's the only reason why like I have to get off the phone, Philly, to get off the phone. Yeah. No, that wasn't Philly. That was my client in America. As I said, he's just an individual that I helped him fix his credit. I know a lot about business credit and a lot about the credit bureaus that most people, some know about, some don't know about, but he's in court. And so if he calls me, it's because he really needs my help. And I do have to take the phone call. So that's what I was taking. I was taking a phone call from my friend and my client. Okay, BA left the building. Chat rate, concurrent views. Okay. Mhm. So if everyone can hear me. I'm trying to figure this out. Well, most likely everyone's gone. It said views 18, 5 viewers, concurrent. Mm, hmm, okay. Well, it's everyone most likely went to work. It's 12 o'clock in the day. I'll stay on here for a little while longer. Mm, he's really to get off the phone. He's in the conversation. I have to try to figure out how to. I don't know. What is this? Virtual. Add stream marker. I don't know. Oh, what happened? What happened? Yeah, what happened to the show? Oh shoot! It just disappeared. Now I can't see anything. I need to stop touching stuff. Okay. Open the studio. I don't know. Is this it? Oh, okay, there I am. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay. Mm. Oh, okay. So there's something here that starts recording. Views. Okay, so I got 19 views. Oh, there I am. Okay. This is gonna take some time for me to really understand. Hmm. No source selected. I can see something here. I just don't understand how to fully operate all of this stuff, but channel level settings, send feedback, webcam, stream. Okay. I've done a little research on the insurance policy with cash value. It's my understanding that death benefit must be minimized, not to eat up the cash value. Must be minimized. Death benefit must be minimized. Um, if you are, instead of, like making payments, if you had to drop, let's say, a large lump sum into the cash value policy, for example, $500,000, and borrow against that, you've minimized all the risks. Why? Because you're paying for the insurance policy already. It's already paid for. Now you're going to surrender the policy and borrow against it. When you die, basically the insurance pays for it. So not only did you get $500,000 cash free, why? Because you didn't sell your house. You basically put it here, borrowed against it, borrowed. Now you take this amount of money and you go and you put it in this cash value. Now, once you put that in your cash value, guess what? You borrow the money against that. There. You want to pay that loan back. Guess what? You have the money. But you also have $300,000 which you can utilize as well. The purpose is to make sure that you're leveraging assets and you're not taking money and having to give the government any of your hard-earned money in equity or anything else. So I'm simply trying to help you find other ways to borrow till you die, meaning the death benefit should be low as possible. Correct. Not to eat up the cash value with the annual maintenance fees. Correct. So if basically you buy a $500,000 policy and you say, well, here's the $500,000, and you borrow against that, or you can put that into trust and you can borrow against that as well, because guess what happens? It's an asset, right? Put that into trust. It's a $500,000 asset. You can borrow against that as well. It's an asset. That means anything happens to you, guess what? They pay for it. There's no fee. if you pay it off. It's not like basically you're paying. Like, let's say, for example, once you get the policy, it's just like a mortgage. You actually have to pay a certain fee. Once you get it, you should basically be able to borrow against it because you're borrowing the entire amount that you've already paid into the policy. I'm gonna move this. How do I collect this whole thing? There we go. Okay, so there I am right here. I wonder how come this isn't moving. Oh, there it is. It is moving. I definitely have to try to figure out how to live and learn. Yeah. So I can see everything here. I wonder how much of a time lapse there is. A 2 second or 3 second lapse that transfers the video to the studio. I gotta find someone who can definitely show me a lot more about this system, but at least they can hear me. That's a benefit, knowing at least they can hear me. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, 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 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2. Oh, chase love. Oh, okay. Overview friendship develops into something great. But it's good to have friends over here that may be able to refer you to other people. This was something that I learned from family. My older cousin to Vincent said, never ever, oh, now you want to call me. One second. This dude wants to call me. Oh, now you want to call me. Very cool. Two, one, two, I'm on a live. Turn down the volume, your cell phone, we're hearing feedback. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get you to like tell me, there's people on here and they're telling me like what to do. So obviously they know more than you.